everyone, it's Linda from Filming Studio. Welcome back. Around about 10 minutes ago, my doorbell rang and my lovely friend Kathy delivered in a carrier bag full of things she thought I might be able to use in my journal. Now, full disclosure, she did email me earlier today and said, I've got a few guidebooks I thought might be useful in your journals. Would you like them? And of course I said, yes, please. But this is obviously considerably more than a few guidebooks. So I thought, well, do you know what? Let's have a look at it together. All I've done is take it out of the carrier bag that it came in. So I'll just move it off to the side. And look at this beautiful book. I mean, what a perfect journal cover that would make. Look at it. It's Oliver Twist. So it's Dickens' Oliver Twist. And look at the end papers. Wow. This is absolutely beautiful. It's George Cruikshank's illustrations, and this edition is 2003. Kathy, it's absolutely beautiful, but I don't think it's going into the journaling department. I've got a funny feeling it's going to my own bookshelves because I don't have a copy of Oliver Twist, and I really think that's a glorious book. So I will more than likely be snaffling that for my own bookshelf. So next we have a guidebook, and it's a fairly local guidebook, Cumnock and Doon Valley. The Scottish amongst us will know where that is. But this is interesting to me because it's where my great-grandparents and great-great and further back than that came from, so that kind of area. So lots of old black and white photos. Drongan, I've taught classes there. But yes, lovely. Catherine, my mum was evacuated up here during the war twice. The first time more locally, and then she went back to London to sit the 11 plus, and then a bomb dropped and blew the roof off my grandparents' house, which, you know, fortunately nobody was hurt, but the house obviously was unlivable. So they all came up here and they stayed in Catherine with my great granny. So that is fascinating. And again, Kathy, I'm going to have a very good read of it before I even consider chopping it up. But yes, here, right in the middle, this is where they came from. So that's a little bit of my history there. Then I've got some rather nice die cuts. Frozen Forest, they're called. Oh, this one's Frozen Forest, this one's Winter Trails. They're absolutely lovely, and so nice to get Christmassy things that are not red and green. Such beautiful things, and they've got the most lovely sentiments as well. Let the spirit of love fill our hearts and homes this holiday season. This says winter days and it's cold outside. Well, actually it's cold outside now and it's May. So there we go. But I love the colours. It's nice to have different colours. And actually I've just been looking at my at the thumbnails on my YouTube channel, and there's an awful lot of pink. So I think I need to make the effort to move away from my pinks and botanicals and into something else. Watch this space. So that will go into my Christmas department. And you know, I'm kind of debating, but I think it's a wee bit too early, don't you, to start Christmas things? Tower of London. Beautiful. Oh, lovely, lovely pictures. That, of course, is the princes in the tower, poor little chaps. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful sort of cutaway drawing of the palace itself. I have been here as a child from school, and we saw the crown jewels. But actually, at the moment, I follow the Raven Master on Facebook. Really interesting guy. I'm sure you all know that the legend is that there are ravens at the Tower of London, and the tower will stand so long as there are ravens. But as I say, the Raven Master is a fascinating chap, and really good fun, so you might want to give him a wee look up on Facebook. I'll try and remember to put the link actually. So that is a super book. All the Beefeaters, and yeah, there's some not quite so nice things in here as well, but we'll gloss over that. But that's a super book, isn't it? And then, haha, now this, I've got great hopes for this British Museum souvenir guide, because I have been asked to make an Egyptology themed journal. So I'm rather hoping, oh, look at that, you beauty. First page, Egypt. Glorious. Ah, that's the Rosetta Stone. Kathy, you have answered my prayer, because I was trying to gather some stuff and really not getting very far. I found some postcards of my own, which are British Museum postcards, and then trying to find papers was really quite difficult. So fantastic. Thanks, Kathy. You have saved my life. And then it moves on to other ancient civilizations: Assyria, Greece, prehistoric Europe, Celts, Middle Ages, clocks and watches. Wow. Oh, and another nice little Egyptian piece there. So that is very timely. Thank you. And then this is a guidebook to St Paul's Cathedral. I haven't been to St Paul's. Mr Mac has, which is quite interesting because I grew up about 20 miles from it and he grew up well over 400 miles from it. So I suppose I should put that on the to-do list at some point. But another fascinating and beautiful historical building. So I can see I'm going to be spending an awful lot of time reading these and not actually doing much journaling. That's okay. And then the next one is House of Commons and House of Lords Visitors Guide to the Galleries. Now, I have been to the House of Commons, and anyone who's been there will say the same as me. It is so much smaller than you think it is, than it looks on the telly. It really, really is a tiny, tiny place for what goes on there. So yeah, this is interesting, and I know I'll make very good use of it. And again, this one's the House of Lords, so slightly different, a bit more ornate than the House of Commons. Now, this is interesting. Mr. Mac's going to like this. New Orleans, birthplace of jazz. And oh, there's some postcards as well. That looks like it's a plantation house, yes. Ah, now that is somebody's photograph of St Paul's Cathedral. That's a personal photograph. So I will put that with the St Paul's Cathedral book. And then, oh, look at this super long postcard. Wow. Aha. I can see myself doing something kind of like that with it. Excellent. And architecture is amazing, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how much is kind of still standing and how much got badly damaged in the hurricane. I imagine they've rebuilt some of this glorious architecture. Look at that. It's just wonderful. So again, it's brilliant, isn't it? Wouldn't it make a wonderful start for a journal for a jazz fan? Westminster Abbey. Now, I've not been to Westminster Abbey. 96 photographs. Oh, Queen Elizabeth I, to recognise her anywhere. Now, this has got really stiff pages, so make some good tags or even a journal cover. But beautiful photographs. That is a magnificent building. It really is. Wow. Oh, Princess Anne's wedding. Goodness. How old-fashioned the clothes look. Yeah. So I'll pop that aside. So that was kind of like the guidebooks. And then I've also got, oh, she sent me a cookery book. Foods that harm and foods that heal. That's rather interesting, isn't it? And there's some great images. Wow. Oh, so this is all sorts of illnesses at the front. So we'll trundle past that. But look at these beautiful old engraved images. Lovely. So that looks fascinating. Again, I think it's something possibly that I might have to have a read of, because it does look very interesting indeed. So again, thank you, Kathy, for that. Great book, really heavy. And then finally, now this is extremely Scottish, and those of you who are watching in Scotland will have no difficulty in recognising the Bruins, and I'm going to say this wrong, but Orwally. And oh, this is the 60th anniversary issue. So the Bruins and Orwally are cartoon characters, long-running. 1936 is when they started off, and they're published every week, and they still are. Here we are in the Sunday Post. Now, when I was a little girl, the Sunday Post is still there, as I say, you can get it if you want it. But when I was a little girl, my grandmother, who had moved to London in the 1930s, was still receiving the Sunday Post sent down every week faithfully from Scotland by her sisters. So I grew up reading it. And therefore became very familiar with the Bruins and Orwally, because not only did I read the cartoons in the Sunday Post every week, I also got sent down the annuals each year. I was just looking to see if there was perhaps a picture. Oh, here we go. And straight away I recognise these. So cover the dates quickly, so you know, because I'm ancient. But yeah, I must have had a fair old number of these sent down to me from Scotland over the years. So that's a brilliant book. They're just such fun. So Kathy, I'm blown away by your generosity. Thank you so very much indeed, and I will make very good use of everything, I promise. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the flip through of my rather lovely surprise gift, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.